Step into the darkness where reality blurs and nightmares come alive. The nightclub hummed with anticipation as I stepped onto the stage, my guitar strapped tightly against my chest. The air crackled with energy, thick with the scent of sweat and spilled drinks. It was a place where dreams collided with reality, where the desperate and the hopeful sought solace in the chaos of the night. I glanced out at the crowd, their faces a blur of shadows and flickering neon lights. They were hungry for something, craving a taste of the unknown that lingered in the air like a whispered promise. And I was about to give it to them. As I began to play, the music flowed from me like a torrential downpour, each note ringing out with a ferocity that seemed to shake the very foundations of the building. It was as if I had tapped into some primal force, channeling the raw power of the universe through the strings of my guitar. The crowd was spellbound, their eyes wide with awe as they watched me play. I could feel their energy pulsing through the air, feeding my own, until it seemed like I was floating on a sea of sound, carried along by the rhythm of the music. But as the final chord reverberated through the room, a hush fell over the crowd, broken only by the sound of my own ragged breaths. It was then that I saw him, a figure lurking in the shadows at the back of the room, his eyes burning with an intensity that sent shivers down my spine. He approached me slowly, his footsteps echoing in the silence of the night. There was something about him that seemed otherworldly, something that set him apart from the rest of the crowd. "You have talent," he said, his voice a low, gravelly growl that seemed to reverberate in my chest. "But talent alone will only get you so far." I felt a chill run down my spine as he spoke, a coldness that seemed to seep into my bones. I knew then that he was no ordinary man, that there was something dark and dangerous about him that I couldn't quite place. And then, before I could react, he was gone, disappearing into the night like a phantom in the wind. But his words lingered in my mind, a sinister whisper that seemed to echo in the depths of my soul. As the days passed, I couldn't shake the feeling that something had changed, that I had crossed a line that I could never come back from. Strange things began to happen, objects moving of their own accord, strange shadows lurking in the corners of my vision. I tried to convince myself that it was just my imagination, that I was simply exhausted from the relentless grind of the music industry. But deep down, I knew the truth. I had made a deal with the devil, and now, he was coming to collect his due. I tried to resist, to fight back against the darkness that threatened to consume me, but it was no use. Everywhere I turned, I found myself faced with temptation, with offers of power and wealth beyond my wildest dreams. And then, one night, as I sat alone in my apartment, the darkness closing in around me like a suffocating blanket, he appeared, a figure cloaked in shadows, his eyes burning with a hellish light. "You knew the price when you made the deal," he said, his voice a low, menacing growl. "Now, it's time to pay up." I tried to resist, to fight back against the darkness that threatened to consume me, but it was no use. I was his now, body and soul, and there was nothing I could do to escape. And so, as the flames of hell licked at my skin and the screams of the damned echoed in my ears, I realized the true cost of my ambition, the price of selling my soul to the devil. And as I was dragged down into the depths of hell, I knew that I would spend eternity paying for the sins of my past, a warning to all who dared to make a deal with the devil.